Welcome. It's another package delivery day. Package actually got delivered yesterday, but I had to go to the post office and pick it up. And there's a planned power outage, so I'm only going to have power for about 30 more minutes. So let's look. So what we have here is, this is the first, I received that natural Royston yesterday. Super cool, kind of a serendipitous purchase there. But this one is natural Fox Seafoam Turquoise. If you don't know Turquoise rough, depending on who you talk to and what you look at least 95 to 98% of the turquoise that comes out of the ground is not usable as jewelry. It's just not hard enough or stable enough. Doesn't have most turquoise that comes out of the ground is white with no color, and it's chalk. Vast majority of it. So the percentage of turquoise that comes out of the ground hard enough, stable enough to be just set as jewelry without doing anything to it, very small percentage, 1 to 5% maybe. Because of that, it's much rarer, it's much harder to come by, and it's much more expensive. There's a reason why they use treated stuff in most stuff, because it's just more readily available, much more affordable. So I was looking for a good opportunity to buy some natural. I want to start cutting some natural. I keep hearing from all the turquoise snobs that there's no comparison, and you just don't get the zat, which is that aura, that essence of turquoise that they talk about, if it's not natural. So I bought some natural. So this is Fox Mine. It is seafoam. Now seafoam is, let me show you what we're looking at. Where did my package go? Okay, oh, here it is. So this seller, Dave Knopp, I believe is his name. Very good to work with, very friendly. He sent me pictures and video, natural seafoam fox nuggets. He sent me pictures and video of several different parcels of natural that he had. He had a pound of natural Lone Mountain. And this fox that I was debating between, he sent me videos of some windowed cabs, meaning he rubbed the tops off them so you could see how they were going to cut. And of both of these, and I decided that the Lone Mountain was a little bit bigger pieces, but I didn't like the color quite as much as some of the variety in this fox. If you want to know what seafoam means, this little bubbly, it looks like the bubbles that come off the waves of the surf. That bubbly texture on the surface, that's what they call seafoam. Kind of looks like seafoam, right? Like foam. And a lot of times, each one of those little nodules, bubbles, will be matrix underneath, so it can create some really cool patterns and that stuff. I'm all about the matrix, a little bit of matrix in your turquoise. So that'll be a cool one, but let's look at the fox. Natural. It's got beautiful foxes, known for those light blues, sky blue, blues, greens. There's a really cool one there. This is kind of medium-sized stuff, perfect for, some of it's big enough for pendants, most of it's going to be ring stones and stuff like that. And that's a typical seafoam look right there. We're going to hurry up and cut one of these. Maybe we'll cut that one right there, a green one, and maybe let's pick a blue one. That's a good one. We'll pick those two. So this was right at a pound of natural rough, if you want to know how much a pound is. And it was very expensive, but hopefully worth it. Well, those are actually very similar in color. Let's see if we can't find a different color, more of a blue. I think there's enough difference here. We'll cut those two right there real quick. We gotta hurry because the power's dying. So one of the things that I like about this fox, even though it's very expensive, the number 8 that I like so much, this is just an example here, but there's a lot of waste when you buy it. I mean, you're probably only going to get about a 25% yield on this type of material. And it's beautiful and cuts great cabs, but if you buy a pound of this, the carats that you get cut out of it is probably 25% at best. This fox material here, there's not a whole lot of waste. There's not a whole lot of host rock or anything like that. Let's go ahead and weigh these. That's a 30, oh, that's ounces, 0.36 ounces. Let's get back to, what's that, penny weight? Carats. 52 carat piece. and a 48 carat piece. That's curious. I would have thought that one was heavier, but this one's thicker. 52 and 48. Let's see what percentage of loss we get. I bet you we get 75% yield roughly on this stuff because there's not a lot of waste if I cut it correctly. All right, so I like that for the bottom. Man, that color is just amazing. Pick the flattest surface for the bottom and just get it ready to be docked. Look at that color. I gotta clean up that bezel edge just enough that I can get a bezel on it. Which means it's gotta go into where the girdle is. This side right here and this side right here are pretty good. This side right here we're losing some. Looks like we got a teardrop going there, so we'll go with that. Okay, that one's ready to be docked. This one's gonna be high dome. I think we get the biggest yield if that's the bottom. Because I look at the way the contours are, the stone, the way it lies. If this was the top, we lose that undercut right there loses quite a bit. They always tend to be like parallel faces, but I think this is the largest yield if we do it from this side, so that makes this the bottom. Even though I like that color better than this color, so let's think about that for a second. Man, that's just amazing right there. But yeah, I think we give up too much making this the top if the goal here is to try and make the most yield. So this will be our bottom. We'll just take it down to where I have a good base to start with. This is thick enough that sometimes you can back the bottom of it and not have to go down as far, but this one's already thick enough that we'd have a pretty dang thick cap by the time it's back. Okay, I think that's about where we want to be. I'll dop those up, be right back. Color. Okay, we are dopped up. I think you can see where we're going shape-wise on these. I'm just going to go with what it gives us naturally. No point in fighting it. And I like teardrops, so it's going to be more of a triangle than a teardrop, but so I have to make sure that the lowest point in here is higher than the bezel edge is going to be. And I don't plan on backing this one, so that needs to be cut in just a little bit more. And that needs to be cut in a little bit more. I can always feel that a little bit. Like I said, it's always like if you go for a freeform, but it's close to a non-freeform shape, what my eye says is, oh, well, they tried for a teardrop, they tried for a pear shape, they tried for an oval around a cushion cut, but they didn't quite do it. So if you go freeform, it needs to be freeform, it needs to be pleasing. That's why I rarely do freeforms, because by the time you get a freeform pleasing, it's dang near close to a calibrated shape. And when it's close to a calibrated shape, you just as well take it to the shape. We want to leave this bubbly on top. That natural sea foam. I think we might. Ooh, I like it. The color's intense. Yeah, what I might do on the polish is polish it down into those cracks with a Dremel wheel rather than, and leave it fairly natural on the top. It's clean enough and this stuff polishes good enough being natural that kind of lean in that direction. I do want to cut that girdle consistent all the way around also. Right, Lapidary Dave? He's a girdle. I tend to blend and hide my girdles. I cut them uniform and then hide them. I don't necessarily want to see it, but kind of I think a mark of your skill as a cabber, especially where he does most of his freehand and I dop stuff up for some reasons. Okay, I think that's as far as we're going to go on this wheel. We're going to leave that one fairly natural on the top, and we'll see how it looks. We can always cut it down more later. This one, let's go freeform. Oh, damn it. Let me go dop that up a little better. You got to lose a little bit on this side right here because we kept more on this side here. No way around it. That was really taking some material off. We're not going to get our 75%. And that's roughly our shape now. Now we'll just kind of refine it. We might leave a little bit of natural in the face of this one, but we'll go down a little bit more and clean it up more than the last one at least. Well, this diamond wheel is just about wore out. I'm going to order another one today. Turquoise with pyrite in it seems to really eat these wheels down way faster than opal did. Whatever reason, the dopping glue isn't really adhering to these. I don't know if I just did it. I was in a hurry. Maybe I did a crappy job, but I'm having to really reinforce. And partly because this wheel is so wore out, I'm probably putting more pressure than I normally do. All right, so now I just want to we can get a nice high dome on this one. Yeah, we'll be lucky to get 50% yield on this one, but still, that's going to be higher than most material that I cut. In the end, I just want a nice, usable, beautiful cab. So. It is freeform. If I can refrain from cutting it into an oval. All right, we're ready for the next wheel. Just start back with square one. Making sure I have a nice, consistent angle on my bezel. Getting the scratches out of that. Not that I care much about scratches behind the bezel, but until it's set, you'll notice. So, cut them out. Getting a pretty decent dome on this one. Well, it's a high dome. Not pretty decent, it's going to be a high dome compared to a lot. Alright, here's our shape. You know, I didn't think I liked that green. I don't like a lot of colors of matrix. Not the green. I didn't think I liked the light. Like in number 8, I don't like too much of the matrix. In Kingman, I hate most matrix material unless it's black but just I don't like a dirty face. So I bought another pound of turquoise yesterday, and it had that yellow matrix in it. And I asked the guy, I was like, can you pick me out some that has the least amount of that yellow matrix? And then I actually found that I had a piece that was probably from the same mine, Eliza's mine, which is a Mexican turquoise, first Mexican turquoise I bought, but it's a beautiful green. And I realized that I had a piece in a miscellaneous parcel that I bought that if it's not that mine, it's identical. And I cut it yesterday, and I loved the gold in the green, that kind of a brown or goldish color. So I messaged him back and said, hey, I don't hate the yellow anymore. Send me a pound of it. That'll be here next week. Just liking to cut different mines, different looks. And I'm all about the greens right now. Everybody has their own taste and preference in that stuff. And right now my preference is leaning toward these greens. All right, let's see how these polish now. Since I don't think this video is too long, I'm going to show you. So I've dopped these up like I always do with UV resin. If you want to know how hard it is to get them off, that's how hard it is to get them off. They typically hold just enough to get you through the cabbing process, buffing and everything. Sometimes I have to redop them, but that's, they don't, if you do the UV light on them for less than 3 to 4 seconds, they don't bond 100%. And even if they do over bond, just a little bit of heat makes them gummy and they'll pop right off. But typically I don't need to do that. And then what I do to finish them up, let me get this reset. Apologize, but I want to get both wheels in there at the same time. What I do to finish them up then is I'll clean the rest of the resin off the bottom by just taking it back to the wheel. I can tell by the sound when it's clean. There's no more resin on those. And then over here on this wheel, the medium grit wheel, I'll just cut myself a little chamfer, little relief on the bottom edge, because there's always a little bit of solder kind of in the corners of your bezel, and that just makes a place where you can get a nice fit on your stone. It won't keep the bezel from sitting. Kind of sharp edges are bad anyway on stones because they're potentially placed to chip or whatever. So this natural material is as hard as anything I've cut. The color on it is spectacular. We'll show you here in just a second. I'm going to clean these up. Dave Knopp, I believe. I hope that's correct. I'll fix it in text if that's not correct. But great to work with. Very patient. Sent me pictures, sent me video. Let me kind of hem and haw. Shipped it out quickly. And this material it speaks for itself. This is as nice as any turquoise well, it better be. It's the most expensive turquoise I've ever bought. But you're gonna pay for natural. Now I'm gonna clean these up and we'll see if these have that zat that supposedly the treated turquoise just can't have, according to Mike Ryan, who I greatly admire and respect. I'm not making fun of his opinion. He knows way more about natural turquoises than I ever will. But anyway, he wrote Turquoise in America, the books. If you don't have them, go get them. So here's the first look at them polished. They're still a little bit wet. Let me wipe them dry real quick. In case you're interested in my wiping dry process. Sorry. Because look, they're shinier dry than they were wet. Takes an incredible polish. Super hard. Like I left this one very natural on the top. A lot of pits and low spots. I could always back this. Look at that side. I'm almost sad we didn't back it from that side. But there'll be more. We'll get some of that gold in there. That's just incredible. But anyway, I can always back this and cut it deeper if I wanted to and get rid of more of those, but I actually like it. Tell me what you think of that. And then this one, a little bit more blue than the last one. Again, it's got some of that natural, the pits, the matrix. Now let's weigh them real quick and see what our yield was. I said you dry, they're shinier than wet. That's how you know they took a good polish. Gonna like this Fox material. Okay, so we started with a 52 karat piece and a 48 karat piece. The 52 karat piece came in at 36. 36.9 is 37, so 36. And 33. Again, that one weighed more than I thought. So 33, 48. So, I mean, yeah, we're in that 60 something percent yield. Very good. Very good. And, you know, I may cut one of those down more. But, man, natural Fox seafoam turquoise. I got to get a picture for the thumbnail, but so yeah, it was Dave Knopp that I bought these from. Don't buy it all, so I can buy some more. But if you find him on Facebook in the turquoise pages and you're willing to pay for it, he's got beautiful, natural Fox mined, which I believe is a Nevada mine. I better double check. I'm not positive on that. Anyway, tell me what you think, and like and subscribe if you would.